Alright, question from Alex Bryden. Hi. What exercises are best to make the hamstrings and lower back strong and able to handle more volume? Well, I would say there are many hamstring exercises, but if you want to label down to one exercise, it would be the deadlift. Any variation of the deadlift. To handle more volume, maybe RDLs, Romanian deadlifts, or deficit deadlifts so you could handle lighter weights, more volume. So do deficit deadlifts, maybe beltless or with the belt. Do snatch grip deadlifts, do Romanian deadlifts, or even do sumo deadlifts. Just deadlift. Do lighter weight, build muscle with it. Other hamstring exercises. Deadlift is the number one you should do for hamstrings and lower back. And preferably deficit, so you can use lighter weight and turn more volume. And maybe just switch a variation of a deadlift. Like if you do conventional, do sumo. If you do sumo, do conventional. Or do snatch grip. Or just do deficit. If anything, what other exercises for hamstrings? Good mornings help. Do good mornings. And what else? If you have a glute ham raise machine, do those. Or yes, glute ham raises in the good mornings. And hyperextensions or hyperextension deadlifts. Pete Rubish popularized a hyperextension deadlift if you have the machine, or hyperextensions. But I prefer the hyperextension deadlift. But if anything, just get your deadlift up. That's the main thing you want to do, especially if you're starting out. If you don't, just when starting out, you just have to get your deadlift high enough. Get your deadlift strong enough. Once you actually hit intermediate to advanced numbers on the deadlift and start to plateau and make those small gains, that's when you should focus on other exercises or other variations per se, especially other exercises, other ways of training that would break those small plateaus. What you want to do is deadlift a lot, deadlift frequently. Just make deadlifts your bread and butter. Just get as much out of the exercise as you can. That's what you want to do before you add deficits, before you add snatch grip, before you do RDLs, before you do the other variation. Just get your conventional up, do all types of reps. Then you could start adding good mornings. Then you could add like, what's it called? Glute ham raises. If anything, you can even add hamstring curls, because it's not going to take away from your deadlifting. It'll probably help with recovery and building a little bit of muscle on it. So, a little hamstring mass. That's what you can do. So, to answer your question, you just have to deadlift more. And probably even go with lighter weight, not going so heavy all the time. Or if you go heavy, just leave one rep in the tank. Don't max out unless it's a 1 rep max. And 1 rep maxes shouldn't be done often unless you actually feel strong. So, in one word, just deadlift and deadlift more.